Where friends talk with friends about TV, movies, and books.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Suspenders Unbuttoned podcast. My name is Sarah.
And I'm Julie, and we're excited to have Vasilios Filippakis with us today. Welcome.
Hi, thank you, everyone. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you, and you are here because you are an actor on the series Ride, which premieres soon on Hallmark on March 26th, Sunday night. So that's like in what, 2 weeks?
A week and a half.
2 weeks.
A week and a half, yeah.
A week and 2 days. It's Friday.
Yeah.
So we're excited for the show, and I'm sure you must be too. So what can you tell us? What can you tell us about Ride?
I could tell you kind of just what it's about. Really, it's a show about a family in the rodeo. They own a ranch, and they are trying to find ways to keep the ranch afloat. I really don't want to give too much away, so I'll just leave it very simple there. And it's stunning. I don't know if you've seen some of the clips online, but we had such a great landscape in Calgary, Alberta, where we filmed. And we were really on a ranch, and we were dealing with horses and rodeos, and it was just so much fun.
That sounds amazing. That area is stunningly spectacularly beautiful and is often seen in movies and series. The clips that we've seen are stunning. There's the ranch, the farm. So you guys were there for all those outside scenes?
Yeah, it was quite a drive. So we stayed downtown, and they drove us. It was a good hour-ish drive to and from set, which isn't horrible until your call time's 6 a.m. So you're up early. But the drivers were so nice, and they packed blankets and pillows in the car, and you'd still get your little nap on the way.
That's nice. Plus, you don't need to be ready, because they do your hair and stuff, right? When you get there.
Right.
Honestly, best part of my day. Mariah, if you're watching, she was my makeup girl. God bless. You just look so good after. At the end of the day, having to take off your makeup, you're like, oh,
I am.
This is sad.
I can't imagine that's true, but super fun. I mean, I leave early, but I got to be ready to go out the door. So yeah, and then I drive for.
I would love to have somebody get me ready every day.
It's nice to sit there and sip your coffee, and you just enjoy. Yeah.
So you played Julian.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
Tell us a little bit about your character, Julian.
Yeah, Julian is a Bronco rider. He is trying to be the best he can to help support his family. And he kind of meets the McMurrays on his journey in that.
Okay.
So this, so a lot of people are familiar with horse shows, shall we say, or things like that. There's been a couple of ranges, more family-friendly side, Heartland, less family-friendly side, Yellowstone, right? And so this is a little different because it's actually a rodeo show, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit different. And I think it's a mix between that. Mm-hmm. Definitely family friendly. It's Hallmark.
Right.
But I think that there's so much depth in there. I think they're really trying new things, which is really exciting to see.
I think, as viewers, we're excited to see more depth in the writing and not just the same formula all the time. So it's exciting, right?
So you mentioned the rodeo. So do you get to ride?
So here's the thing. I had a scene where I was supposed to be bronco riding.
Yeah.
I don't ever obviously have a stunt double. I do not have the training. I did ride a horse, but that week they were shooting that scene, I actually got COVID. So I couldn't make it. I was in LA. And I believe it didn't make the cut without me there because they just couldn't get the other shots they needed. So no, You don't see me ride, but there's a lot of people talking about me riding, which is going to have to suffice for now.
We'll get the essence of you riding.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? And those are the facts about shooting a series during pandemic rules, right? And they'll probably start rolling some of those back even more now. So, but they were still in place, and so you got to follow them. So your character's name is Julian. What was kind of the process to get cast as Julian?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing with COVID is everything became self-tapes.
Right.
So, I'm grateful for that. I now live in LA, and I have great Canadian reps, and I still get a lot of auditions from there. And because this was being shot in Canada, this came from one of my Canadian reps. And again, if this was in person, I probably wouldn't have been able to make it because I'm here, and the casting for this role was done there. So you do a self-tape. So you put yourself up in your room and send it out. And it was an interesting time. I was up for a lot of projects at the time, and I just kept coming like a little bit short. And my agent at the time was like, Vasilios, like, she kept calling me like, hey, they went the other way, it went the other way, and it was a string of that.
Yeah.
So she's like, listen, like, next time I call, it's gonna be better news. Like, you're almost there. Like, just keep plugging away, And she made the analogy of, she's like, I understand it's frustrating because it's like you're invited to the party but not to the VIP section.
Yeah, right. You're right.
And being invited to the party is great. Like, when you're in that mix, you still feel good. But she was right. And then luckily the next time she called, and it just so happened I was home visiting my family in Canada.
Okay.
So I was at home, and she called, and she's like, so, like, you're moving on to networks. And the way casting works, after the first audition, I believe it then gets into the producers.
Okay.
They then decide, they pick, so the casting picks their top 5, let's say. Then the producers will pick their top 2 or 3 to send to networks.
Okay.
So at this point, I found out I was being sent to networks. The next day, she's like, just want to let you know it's between you and one other person. So then now it's getting like really close.
Yeah.
And that was on a Monday or a Friday. Then Monday, we still didn't hear, and just like, tell someone to not be anxious waiting to hear back.
Right. Yeah.
So all weekend, I was like refreshing my emails. Oh my gosh, the anticipation. Yeah. And then, I got the call and I got the job, and I was next to my mom. And, I've been doing this for all my life, really. I started doing plays when I was 7.
Okay.
It's generally like such a passion. I'm the only one in my family that like didn't go for, your 9-to-5 job. I was the actor that was serving at restaurants and just but I was so happy doing that. Like, there was nothing else I wanted to do. I have my teaching degree, like that's what I went to university for. And I think I'd be a great teacher, and I had so much fun doing it. But at that time, my classmates that had that passion for it, I'm like, yeah, you go put in the time and effort it takes to get a teaching job. Like, I would rather spend that time and effort working towards acting and working a serving job, or just, I'm a personal trainer, like whatever that was, because I was fulfilled that way. Like, that fed me, and I was so happy. But to be next to my mom when I got the phone call, it's just, there's a lot of hard work that I think people don't see that actors go through. It's a lot of years of rejection. And, and when I started, there was like, I forget, there's this video, this gap, this like creative gap, where like, when I'd watch my tapes back, it just wasn't exactly where I wanted it to be. And I knew I was the only person that could make it better, but I didn't know how. And it really was just time and practice, and really like fine tuning my craft and what that looked like. And my parents have just seen me go through it, like seen me be up for jobs, not get them, and like audition 100 times in the year and maybe book 2 things. And those things are like little commercials that get you by. And again, I'm so grateful for all of those, because they've just added to what I have. But being next to my mom to get that, like, we both just started crying, like, we were so proud.
Like, oh my God,
like,
to get a series.
And I think we can appreciate how happy your mom must have felt.
Yeah. And I just, she gave me a big hug and we both were
Yes.
crying and we sat on the couch and she was just like, I'm so proud of you. And
Yeah.
like, I'll never forget that moment, which
Yeah.
I love too. Like, I love that I had that and that I was home. So yeah, that's kind of how this all happened.
I love this story. This is a beautiful journey. And for a lot of things, actors, it's really, your family has been journeying along with you. You started at 7 in theater. That's amazing. What was your first production?
Yeah.
I was in Oliver Twist.
Yeah, you were
7. I was just part of like the gang. Like
ensemble
just
guy.
doing my little thing.
Yeah.
And it's funny because
Food, glorious food.
oh my gosh, I could sing you the song.
I can probably.
No, but I have 3 older brothers. I'm the youngest of 4. Very Greek family. They all were more into like the sports and that kind of stuff. I wasn't. And I always went towards like theater. So I was like, my mom would drive them to like soccer practice. I would be driven to play practice.
Yeah.
And as they got older and I continued doing plays, like they would have to come pick me up from play practice. They'd be so annoyed. So it really has been like a family journey to this. And even like I went to university, I got my teaching degree mainly because I wanted to do acting. But my parents were helping me with university, and even that's 8 years ago, 9 years ago at that time, like they want you to have a job and like make sure you're setting yourself up for success. So I went that route because they were helping me. And even when I didn't really fully dive into teaching, I think they wish I did at that time. But I just kept plugging away. And as soon as I started booking little things, they started to kind of like see the bigger picture and fully support me.
Right. And they can see your passion, I'm sure, too, right?
Right. And they knew I was always passionate, but I think it is so hard to just have a full life as an actor in terms of financial stability that I don't think they wanted me to go through that strife and the struggle. But again, I would have chosen that over anything else. So.
As people that, as someone who's like kind of walked those paths with their kids and how to make those choices, teaching though, as an actor, you're a lifetime learner, right? And so you're always going to have to be learning new things. And just that wasn't the worst choice to have that teaching degree there. And often there's like acting classes and pieces that go along with that. And actually, I think that's actually a very good walk beside degree to have.
Yeah, when I did a lot of my placement, I did JK, so 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
And then I did 10-year-olds. I kind of jumped the divisions. But when I then started acting and taking it a little more seriously outside of school and taking classes and kind of still learning, a lot of the jobs that I'd get really close to were kids TV hosts. Like they were still very much in that realm, which was really funny. And I got really close to those jobs too when I was like freshly out of teaching. So it definitely translates for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And teaching, it's changed a lot. I have my early childhood teaching degree too.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It allowed me to be really creative, right? You're always coming up with these new things for your kindergartners, and so I could see where, even though it wasn't really what you wanted to do, is kind of like, okay, well, I'll pick teaching because it kind of allowed you to have all those the creativity that I'm sure that is inside, right? It's why you're acting.
Yeah. And I remember having to do a lot of creative stuff in teaching. And I think when I came out of it and I was now back kind of in school and acting school on my own, there was a few teachers that I just really gravitated towards because they were also creative. I studied a lot with a teacher in Toronto, Suzanne Bastian. Her studio is called At the Creative Space. And she really was one of like the first teachers that I just like meshed with and was able to see what I needed to learn and tailor her teaching towards me. And she did that with all of her students. She was had a very good eye and knew what people needed and when they needed it. And I stayed with her for like 6 or 7 years when I started. And I really just like, she really crafted the beginning of what I have now.
Love that.
Yeah. Me too.
Okay.
How did you end up moving over to LA?
Yeah. So in Suzanne's class, I did this one program she ran, which was called the Group of 12.
Okay.
Normally there'd be 12 students, but we had 3 or 4. Like it just was a smaller group, but we still called it Group of 12. And one of the assignments was to make a vision board, which I still do, as you can see.
Okay.
And in the one corner was like, where you want to live in LA was there. And it was the biggest stretch of my imagination. But ever since grade school, before my first plays, I wrote an autobiography in grade 5, so I was 10. And it said, at 16, I'm going to work at McDonald's.
Okay.
All right.
That happened. That happened. Love McDonald's. I killed that drive-through. Anyway, I digress. And then it said,
oh no, you did. I know you did, because you knew all the regulars coming through, and they knew you.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And then I wrote, I'm going to move to LA and be an actor.
Okay.
So it's always been in my mind somehow. However, as a Canadian, if you don't know, it's not, you can't just move. You can't just like pick up and drive. I'm from Windsor, Ontario, borders Detroit, Michigan.
Yep.
And once I got to that point to realize what was needed to get a visa, you kind of hit a bit of a wall, because you have to prove that LA needs another actor into immigration, an immigrant actor, to come take jobs from American people. So that took time. It was just time. And it's not like a thing you could just flip a switch and it happened. You have to have material. You have to start building a portfolio of work. And I actually created a mini series that was on Out TV, which is kind of like the Logo equivalent in Canada, and now is on Amazon in the US and the UK. This was a few years ago.
Okay.
But at the time, it's loosely based on my life. It was a gay millennial who had to move back home to take care of his grandfather, who was really sick and extremely homophobic. It came out during Pride, so we got a lot of good press.
Yeah.
Which is all things that are needed when you're applying for your visa. And that really did help me get my visa to now move to the States. So I've been here now for 2.5 years, coming up to 3 soon.
Okay, that's awesome. Can people still watch your little series? Or I don't mean little, short.
Yeah, no, it is short. It's just 2 episodes on Amazon. And yeah, it's still on there.
Okay.
So yeah, you can definitely check it out whenever you're free.
What's it called?
It is called, I'm going to spell it first and then I'll say it. It is spelled FAKYAAS.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Fak, yes. There is a Greek dish that's a lentil soup that's called Pakes.
Okay.
So it's just a play on those words a little bit. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, no, that's a great story. Like it's never a straight line to get from one place to another. It's always a journey, right? The journey. So journeying back to ride. So you said you had to ride. You rode horses. Did you ride horses before the show?
No.
Did you say you could ride horses?
To be honest, I think it might have come up. I don't remember what I said one way or the other, but I think we pushed that I'm very athletic and I've been active.
Yeah.
I don't have a fear of horses or heights.
Right.
So I don't have the training. However, I learn quick.
Yeah.
So I think that's, if it was asked, I'm sure that's the way we went.
Yeah.
Perfect.
What we have.
All right. So you get in, you get the part, and this is all by the video, right? So what happened when's the first time you met everybody? Did you have like read-throughs as a series and as a cast, or was it just
we did.
Here's your script.
Yes, we had a read-through. It was on half Zoom. Some of the cast was there. Half of them are in person. The first time I met them was when I was on set for the first 2 episodes. So we did block shootings. We shot 2 episodes at a time.
Yep.
And yeah, it's interesting when you walk onto a set with people that have been there already because you're kind of like the new person. Uh, and it was like everyone was so lovely. Like we have such a great cast, and we all got super super close. And the crew was just amazing.
Mhm.
And yeah, the whole experience of being on set is just so much fun. And like we're there to have fun.
Yeah.
And you could really feel that, which was great.
Perfect. So all right, it's on a ranch and you're filming all the outdoor scenes, but what about the interior scenes? Is it like do you have a studio? Was there a studio, or was it like a working
Actually, yeah, it was like a working ranch. Like it
Okay.
was, I believe they rented it from
Mhm.
some people, and so all the indoor stuff's inside the ranch.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, it was such a great space. They did build some sets outside. Like one of the houses is a set house
Okay.
that was built down the ranch on the property. Yeah, most of it was shot. Like I don't think they did any like in studio.
Mhm. That's good.
Yeah, no, that's super fun. So is there something about your character that you really like, without giving too much away? Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what I what I want to give away or not give away. I think Julian just has such a great heart.
Yeah.
And I think he really wants to see the best in everyone, and he wants everyone to do their best always. And he is such a good voice of reason
Mhm.
in the relationship that he's in.
Mhm.
And that's what really resonated with me when
Mhm.
I saw him. And yeah, I'm excited for everyone to see him and see what they think.
Yeah, I love that. Characters who are the voice of reason are maybe some of my favorite. You always need like that person who kind of grounds the storyline sometimes too, right? So
Yeah, and he very much is that, and you will see that for sure.
I love that. I love that because sometimes you're just like, all of a sudden you see the character walk in or come into a scene, and you're like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
This is gonna pull this together. I love that.
So we have a question in the comments from Brandon, and he wants to know what was your favorite part of filming Ride?
My favorite part of filming. Good question. The scene on the horse was a lot of fun because it's something that's new. However, that day, my scene partner's horse was being a bit of a jerk and kept like ramming into my horse during this. As we're trying to film this scene, first of all, you have to like steer your horse through all these trees, as now this other horse is like trying to come for me. It felt like trying to literally knock me off my horse. So it was fun, slightly terrifying. And my other favorite scenes were like the group scenes when all the cast was together. It just makes being on set so much more fun when like 10 of you are there, and in your break time you're all just like cracking jokes and just having fun offset. And then it just translates when you're back on set. So there were a few of those scenes that I loved being part of. And when I missed the rodeo day, I was so mad because I knew everyone was going to be there.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Can't go back.
No. You're healthy now, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. No, so that's so much fun. Had you worked with anyone involved in the series before?
No.
Everyone was new.
Yeah. I knew of the one guy, Jake.
Yeah.
But no, everyone else was new.
Yeah. So Jake Foy is also.
Right.
Yes, correct. He plays tough.
Yeah. Which is, the names are great.
Yeah.
Tough McMurray and Cash McMurray.
That was great. Yeah.
I mean, they just busted them out, man.
They really got them. Yeah, they did some good jobs with those names. I love them too.
Right. Yeah, even like Austin. I was like, looking at the Austin, like from Texas. I mean, like, let's just bust out all those those names. But So you knew of him, but didn't really know anybody. So you got to make connections with a whole new round of people, right?
Yeah, and it's part of the fun too, right? You
Right.
you don't really know what you're walking into. And luckily this was a good experience. I know, like, I've heard stories from other people that aren't as great as this one. So I'm just really grateful for that.
It's awesome. Did you have the same directors through the whole series, or did they like change block by block?
Yeah, that's right. They did change block by block. The one did the even blocks, and then someone did the odd.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, it gives them that in between time to prep.
You're right.
For the next block and map everything out that they need.
Yeah, that's
great. Awesome. I know. It's interesting. So you told us about the horse kind of being a jerk in that scene. So we're going to look for that. But is there any other little like Easter egg or something that we can maybe look for when we meet Julian?
That's a good question.
So can just be
that.
Even a favorite like scene to look for.
I mean, there was a lot with the horse scene, so that's going to be a funny scene to watch. That day, I thought like I pulled like my hamstring a little bit, and I was like, now I need to climb on this massive horse, and so there was that. Oh, there's one scene where I am lifting weights outside of where I live, and that morning I missed my flight, got delayed when I was coming back from Canada, and I had to get on like the later flight to Calgary, so I had 3 hours of sleep before I had to get to set. And I was like, again, Mariah, my makeup magician, yes, thank you, really saved the day. But yeah, that day somehow we made it through, and I felt great up until we finished. And I was like, okay, I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym. I had so much energy, and that was adrenaline. Yeah. And then that died when the scene was over, and I went home and slept for the rest of the
day. But thank goodness for the magician in the makeup.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Trailer. What's her name? Mariah, yeah. Mariah the magician. Yeah.
Gosh. I love it. So since we're talking about makeup, what about the wardrobe? Did you have any favorites, or does Julian have like a specific style? Or
yeah, I think Julian. I mean, I feel like he'd probably wear a shirt like this. He's a little more colorful in his wardrobe. They did give him a lot more like patterns, which I love because I loved patterned shirts. I really liked all of his wardrobe. I'm trying to think back. Yeah, all of it was great. The final scenes when I'm at the rodeo, they handmade the chaps that he wears, and they are stunning. They are so nice. So look out for those.
We will.
Handmade the chaps. Somebody was.
Oh my gosh, and they did such a good job.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, that's our Easter egg. Clearly, then the handmade chaps, man. So those are at the end of the. Is that?
Yeah, it's gonna be near the end of the series.
Near the end of the season.
Yeah,
we'll be looking for those handmade chaps. I love a good.
I know, Julie. Get your tweet ready now for.
Yeah.
Get my tweets ready.
Yeah, I'll be waiting for it.
Will you be tweeting during the episodes?
I'm really bad at Twitter. I don't know.
You might need to get better at Twitter.
I'll figure it out. But yes. Sounds like you're a pro, Julie, so I'll be counting on you.
But we both tweet. We'll get it out there.
Yeah. And I think there's a strong Sunday night series, Twitter group out there, I think. Yeah. So I think it'll be pretty active.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Yeah. Right. The way home is pretty active on
Right. Yeah, those guys all tweet. Well, not all of them, but Kyler and the guy that most of the lead cast tweets for that. And then Hallmark's always tweeting, and then there's quite a few on there. I mean, they're always getting it trending. So
Good to know. I need to go look at my Twitter and make
See
sure
if
it's
you
up
can
to
get logged
date.
in. Make a Twitter.
Yeah, honestly.
Right. I might have looked and couldn't figure it out. So
Yeah.
No, you could even check out Sunday night when The Way Home is airing just to see how that's looking on Twitter.
Yeah.
You can just grab the hashtag and then you can see what everybody's tweeting or who's all tweeting and stuff. So
yeah, perfect.
Oh no, we'll be looking for you. We'll be looking for you. So do you have a favorite spot on the ranch?
Favorite spot on the ranch? The front seating area, which I believe is by the fireplace.
Okay.
There was these two cats that lived on the ranch that they didn't like rehome when we were there. They would always go to that couch. So if you ever want like a moment with an animal, like that was the spot.
Yep.
Also, I don't think they'll make it into the cats, but there were so many takes where the cats would just run through the back. So let's see. That will be an Easter egg to look out for if you see one of the cats. Not from us. That was like they were just the ranch cats. Maybe
like
they made it
every
part
ranch,
of the show.
Yeah, every ranch anywhere, right? Like I feel like that's a normal thing to have a cat walk through.
Yeah. I hope they keep it in. It was always really funny.
It's perfect.
I
love that. We got things to look for now.
Yeah.
Looking for cats. We're looking for really amazing chaps. The seating area. You're gonna get. We're gonna get one of these scenes like The Godfather petting the cat.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. I'm sure someone is in one of them. They must.
That'll be perfect. That'll be perfect.
So let's play our favorites game. What do you say? Okay. So we just have a little game. It's not a game. It's just what is your favorite?
Okay.
Come up with a better way to introduce that. Do you have a favorite rom-com?
Favorite rom-com. I'm so bad at this stuff. Rom-com.
Or just one you like, whatever comes to mind.
I'm trying to think of like one recently that I've seen.
No pressure.
I'm really bad at rewatching movies. Is that like I just don't go back.
Yeah, they were kind of out of style and now they're coming back in. You almost need an old one. With The Notebook or real old.
That's like a sad romantic.
It's sad. It's not very calm.
Like I don't think there's any comedy in that.
It's wrong, but
if
not
there
that.
was, I missed the mark.
You've Got Mail, Sleepless in Seattle. Those are old ones.
Is Love Actually a rom-com?
Yeah, I think it counts.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll count that.
Yeah, Love Actually. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, do you have a favorite TV show or a TV show you're binging?
Okay, right now I am obsessed with, oh my gosh. How bad is that? I'm obsessed with the show. I don't remember the name. Shrinking on Apple TV.
Oh.
With Jason Segel.
Okay.
It is so good. Definitely one of like the funniest shows I've seen.
Awesome.
This year.
Love that.
Yeah. Okay. What about your favorite drink?
My favorite drink.
Yeah. It could be a cocktail or whatever.
Coffee.
Yeah, no, it's a legit
any type of coffee, yes.
Coffee, any type. Food, healthy and indulgent.
So I'm really good at making healthy snacks.
Yeah.
If I had a side business, it'd probably be healthy snacks. So my latest one was rice cakes with like a little bit of peanut butter, melted sugar-free chocolate chips, and then you put banana on top with a monk fruit sugar replacement on top of that.
Okay.
So good.
That sounds delicious.
Oh yeah, and that's like a healthy, but
it's still gonna give you those sweet notes and that bitter from the chocolate. Yeah. There's a reason Reese's peanut butter cups are so popular because it's that chocolate peanut butter is.
Yeah.
Oh, I can eat it every day and never get bored.
But still, that will give you some crunch too with that one, and then little sweet note.
I feel like I did have a rice cake with peanut butter on it today, and now I'm missing out.
Oh, you got to up your game, Sarah. Come on.
I do need to up my game. Usually I put like parts, and like that's not even fun. Yeah.
No. You need to the Lily's brand sugar-free chocolate chips.
Yeah.
You pop in the microwave for like 10 seconds.
They melt right up.
And they melt. You like stir it back up, and then you put your bananas on top with the sugar.
Yep.
You can get back to me on how great it is.
My daughter will make it. I will tell her.
Yeah, and you're welcome for the tip. My junk food favorite is French fries.
Yeah.
Come on, French fries, right?
That's what it is.
Yeah. Like any French fries, or do you have like an absolute favorite?
These are the real questions. These are the good questions. So I'm pretty specific. I'll eat any. I'm not the biggest fan of thick cut French fries. They're just too potato-y. I prefer the greasy version. So I love like shoestring truffle.
Yes.
Fries.
Rosemary truffle fries are like my favorite.
I just honestly put truffle on anything, I'll eat it.
It's like my husband.
Sounds delicious.
What about favorite restaurant? It's not on our list, but I feel like that's a good one.
Oh, favorite restaurant. Okay. Here's the thing with restaurants. I'm allergic to dairy and egg.
Well, dairy, yes.
So it makes my eating out situation just like tricky.
Yeah.
However, if I had to choose maybe like kind of food, I love Mexican.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just
Delicious.
and there's so many good options here in Los Angeles. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. Tu Madre here has really good tacos. So
yeah, that sounds delicious. Yeah. And then do you have a favorite band or singer?
Band or singer? I mean, I really go through phases, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, my most listened to like artists on my year playback, whatever it's called. This is so funny, but my most listened to album is the Hamilton soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I have an explanation.
No, it's fine.
I listen to it when I do cardio.
Yeah, you do.
Because I want to sing along.
Yeah.
I sing along always sing along. Plus, come on, Lynn knows how to write a beat to work out too.
And like I'm on the Stairmaster, I'm like I could be here for an hour and sing along. This is great. So definitely my most listened to.
You're not working out to It's Quiet Uptown though, man. That one just makes you cry every time.
Yes.
Honestly, I still will. I like put on the slow steps and like skip a step.
Dear Hallmark was over here going, the Hamilton soundtrack is everything. We're all right there with you. We're all right there.
It really is.
And do you do a good King George? If you
I just love so much.
We could probably all come and work out together.
I should run a Hamilton themed class is what I think I should do.
Grow up.
Yes.
So
because everybody knows the words and that just makes it so fun. Yeah.
Oh my God, someone posted a musical theater rave that they went to.
Oh, yes.
Did you see that?
I saw that.
I'm like, I would have loved to be there, and I'm sad I missed it, but it's on my radar for next year. Sarah, I will let you know.
Yeah, I would go.
So now we want to know what your favorite musical is. What is it?
My favorite music. I mean,
it's literally on the list.
It is.
We know already, so we'll choose a different one. We know.
Okay, we know it's Hamilton. So, or a favorite one you've been in.
That's hard. For one I've been in, let's do that. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I was really young, but Seussical the musical.
Yes.
I loved. And like I still remember so much of it.
Songs are so good.
Like so good. She Used to Be Mine. That's what it's called from Waitress, right? The song.
Yep.
I love that song. I wouldn't say
Used to Be Mine is so good. Come on, Sarah Bareilles.
And who's that? Who's like the very famous male Broadway star?
Aaron Tveit.
Wait, who did you say?
Aaron Tveit.
No.
Who's the other guy?
Jeremy Jordan.
Yeah.
He does a cover of She Used to Be Mine. He did it for some like fundraiser. I think I probably watched it 300 times.
Me too.
if I could have anyone's voice, it'd be his.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful cover of She Used to Be Mine.
Oh, it's so good.
So good. That whole musical is Sugar Butter Flower. Come on. That whole musical is beautiful.
Yeah.
Sarah Bareilles too,
Yeah, she kills it.
Dara wants to know, what is your favorite song on the Hamilton soundtrack?
Oh, it's so hard. I don't know why I used to vibe to like the Schuler sisters all the time.
Everyone vibes to the Schuler sisters. Come on, work.
Yeah, I just
work.
I mean, like, Wait For It obviously is like iconic.
Right.
And Nonstop, I think, is like the one, it's like the longer one with the mix of everything.
Right.
Again, when I'm on the Stairmaster, like that one keeps me going.
Right.
So yeah, I'd say those are the top three. But again, that's such a hard question because it's too good to pick from.
Yeah.
Right. It's just whatever one I'm currently listening to.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Right. No, we're still there. Also, then it just tells you what a genius Lynn is, because here we are still talking about it, and we're all like, yes.
Yeah.
I saw a comment.
Yes.
I didn't realize I wasn't on the comment section, so sorry everyone that's commenting. I'm so sorry. I just moved over. But someone asked if Julian was Greek.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't originally, but then they made him Greek.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So yes, his surname is Katsaros.
Oh.
Katsaros, is the English version. So yes, they did make him Greek for Sheila, who asked.
Yeah.
What did they have him originally being?
It was just open ethnicity. There wasn't really any. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think they
waited to find the right Julian, and then they.
Yeah.
Then let's just roll with the Greek, because it's perfect. It makes it more fun too, more depth to the characters. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. We love that. Well, that's amazing. So we got 9 days till it airs, right? And it's going to air right after The Way Home's finale. So Sunday, March 26th at 9/8 Central. So everyone be there, right?
Yeah, you better be.
You better be. Is there 10 episodes? Is that how many episodes there are?
Yeah, there's 10, and Julian appears in 9 of them.
Okay.
Awesome. So almost everything. Will we meet you right away, or do we have to wait?
You will.
Okay.
Towards the latter half, but you will for the first episode,
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sounds good. So tell everybody how they can find you on social media so they can follow you.
Yeah, so I'm really just on Instagram. I'll figure out the Twitter thing. I'm sorry, everyone. But my Instagram handle is Call Me Vas, VAS.
Okay.
And we found you there.
Yeah, we did.
You did. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today. We loved meeting you, and we're excited to meet your character on Ride. Anything else, Julie?
No, I think that's it. When we got the date and the time to watch, why don't you hang out with us? We'll say goodbye, and then we'll sign out afterwards, okay?
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.